Hey everybody, welcome back. Bro Guy Jesse here, and this is Bro Guy Toy Reviews. Today is just toy talk, and I've waited about a week before I weighed in on this. I wanted to do my research and get all the information correct before I actually put out my opinion and what is actually going on. And that's what I really want to do, say what's actually going on. McFARLAND, as of right now, this will be the last year for the DC Multiverse line. In Q2 of next year, 2026, it goes back to Mattel. Now, what does that mean? Let's get into it. Let's start from the beginning. So back in 2018, Mattel lost the rights to the DC Universe figures. Then in 2019, McFarlane announced they would start doing the DC line, which in 2022, DC Multiverse came out. And from 2020 to 2024, at the end of the fiscal year, McFarlane produced over 300 DC figures. Now, a lot of those were Batman, but still, that is a very impressive thing to accomplish. I don't even think Hasbro with the Marvel Legends team was able to do anything close to that. Not 300 in that short of a year. I might be wrong there, but I think the only people that were able to do that were Funko, which, there you go, Chartimus. Someone finally brought up Funko. But when McFarlane had the line, what did he do with it? One thing that he did, he took them from 6-inch to 7-inch. I know a lot of people weren't happy with that, but they went ahead and collected them anyways. And if Mattel gets the line back and you're a die-hard DC collector, you're probably going to continue to collect them in 6-inch if they go back to 6-inch. They could surprise us and do 7-inch still. But it would be smart if they went with a 6-inch. Majority of collectors prefer 6-inch. It's just what it is. Now, at the end of the Mattel line, a lot of collectors weren't too happy. They thought Mattel was getting lazy with detail, articulation. It was just a mess. So when McFarlane took it and it came out with really good detail, good deco, and then either the same or better articulation, they were all for it. The only reason I didn't get into the line, which I thought about it a bit, was it's just 7 inches, and 7-inch figures, the only ones I have are NECA, and that's very limited. Of course, NECA is another subject completely, which I will address in another video. But that's the only reason that kept me from it. Like I said, I thought multiple times about getting it. I bought figures for friends, but I personally didn't get in. Mostly because they just weren't making characters that I really enjoy. I mean, I love Batman, but I want Batman to fit in with my other collections, like with my Classified, with my Marvel Legends, with my Mafex figures, and just a 7-inch Batman doesn't fit with those. The only reason, I mean, the only Batman which I'm going to be doing a review for him is this one, and I heard that he's still on the small side, so I might still have to look for a Batman to fit my collection. But if Mattel decides to go back to a 6-inch line, will people still collect it? But the question is, if Mattel goes back to a 6-inch, which they might surprise us and stay 7-inch, or do different waves, which they kind of show that they do in other lines. But if it does go back to a 6-inch, will these DC Multiverse fans go back to collecting the Mattel stuff? More than likely, a good bit of them will. I mean, when they switched from Universe to Multiverse, those fans went with it, or they decided not to. But it's just something that we deal with as collectors. We start over all the time. I mean, it sucks. It's a money loss, but it's what we do. It's our hobby. Now, could that be foreshadowing? More than likely. If you look at the Jurassic World figures, the Hampman collection, the advertisement for that feature adults in them. I mean, they know their audience. They know their lines aren't just for kids if they're having advertisements with adults. So why did this happen? That's the reason you clicked on this video. Now, some collectors I talk to believe it's because McFarlane made weapon packs for the DC Multiverse figures, and Warner Brothers and DC have a strict no gun policy for their action figures. I don't believe that, because the real reason is Warner Brothers Discovery is over $40 billion in debt. That's the reason. Mattel was just a cheaper option. The only profit that Warner Brothers had in the past couple of years was the video game Hogwarts Legacy, which made a profit over $1 billion. Everything else has been a failure for them. They've been canceling projects left and right. They've been closing studios. They're struggling. They're struggling bad. Now, the comic industry in a whole is struggling. DC has been struggling. Marvel's been struggling. Disney is struggling big time. The only real success that Disney's had in a while was the Deadpool Wolverine movie. And that wasn't even because of them. That was because of Ryan Reynolds was producing it. And he has a passion for the character. And that's the issue right there. None of these companies have passions for their own products. They want to push things and virtual signal to people, which you can't do that with franchises that have been around longer than you have. Now, my personal thoughts, do I like the fact Mattel got the license back? I was honestly hoping Hasbro would have got it and they would do similar to what they did with the Marvel Legends, where they just give out a large variety of different characters instead of the same ones over and over again, which they do. I think we have enough Wolverines, Iron Man, Spider-Mans, and what's another one that they do? I would say Captain America, but they don't really do that much. But still, they produce a good bit of figure vomit. But yeah, I was honestly hoping McFarlane and Hasbro would just transfer over each other's licenses to Marvel and DC. You would get 7-inch Marvel Legends, and then we'd get 6-inch DC, put them with the figures. I thought that would be amazing. But do I have hope that Mattel will actually do well? As a collector, yes. I hope every line that I get into does well. I think every collector feels that way. But I do hope Mattel does a more variety of characters. Like, one character I adore as a villain would be Cheshire. I would love to see a figure of Cheshire. She hasn't had a figure in forever. And I would love to see the Cheshire from Young Justice. I love that series. I mean, when it comes to DC, their movies have never really done well, but their animation stuff has been amazing. Maybe not their HBO stuff. I didn't really care for that, but that's my opinion. I didn't care for it. I know a lot of people do love it. While you look at Marvel, their animation stuff sucks, while their movies, well, their movies used to do really good. Not anymore. But yeah, I really do hope this line does well. I think any collector hopes a line does well. They don't want it to just die, because if it dies, then their stuff that they love doesn't go anywhere. I mean, you don't want another, because honestly at this point, Warner Brothers is in such a bad spot. If this doesn't do well, they may not do figures anymore. They may just close shop, which, if this goes viral, Warner Brothers, if you're listening, one thing you can do with the video game industry, license out your Nemesis engine. If you do that and give a license out to other companies, you will make bank. You will make you'll make more money than you made with Hogwarts Legacy. Think about it. But, okay, that's the end of my rant. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, share the video, get the word out there. Do you think this line will do well? Do you think it's a horrible mistake? Do you think I said anything that was complete and utter BS? Let me know in the comments. I will respond, because I have no life outside of what I'm doing. As always, enjoy the little things. Damn. You know, I just realized I didn't have to wear pants.
Judging each one with his stern command. Action figures lined up on the shelf. Jesse's breaking boxes by himself. He ain't gentle, nah, he ain't nice. Ripping open dreams just to slice the price. Action figures lined up on the shelf. Jesse's breaking boxes by himself. He ain't gentle, nah, he ain't nice. Ripping open dreams just to slice the price. Hey, hey, watch him fly. Toys won't break.